Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon to those of you who are ahead of us in time. This is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Woode with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, go to the next level. Remember, we're creating the life we've always wanted. I'm here because I want you to have the same success in your health like you're having in all the other areas of your life. You don't need superhuman strength. What you need is a strategy you can trust, a plan you can follow, and the support and determination to show up every single time for those things in your life. And here we are in another week of our fast. And as you see, I'm not in my usual space. I'm in the hotel room. We've been traveling, we've been having a good time, and we've been enjoying ourselves. I'm celebrating my birthday, as you guys know, and we normally go away on a trip, and this year is no exception. So for our community members, wherever you're joining me from, whatever platform you're joining me from, whatever country you're joining us from, welcome to this space, and a special shout out to our accelerator members who are out there. Thank you for coming through. So we're going to take a look at my numbers. I've got a couple of things that I want to talk about, but let's do that right now really quickly, and then we'll come back and talk about the others. And what you're seeing right now, this is my Dexcom Clarity report. And right now you see that it says my average blood sugar is 87. And this, sorry, not my average, but my current blood sugar is 87. If I put my finger on this, you'll see the last 24 hours, what's been going on. We started out there at 110 and just kind of went down, down, down. One of the things that, see right here, you see we went up to about 105, 106, and then down to 90s and 80s for the rest of the time. If I go to the report, you'll see over the last 90 days, my average blood sugar is 122. The reason that we do 90 days is that's where the A1C is coming from. And then my glucose management indicators are 6.2. So I expect that if I got an A1C right now, it would approximate that. Remember, we can't call it an A1C because it is a calculated number. But that's what we have right now. Now, as I go over, and let's take a look at the Libre. So my Libre ended about a day or so ago, and I thought I brought another one. It's somewhere, and I can't find it right now, but that's okay. We're going to take a look to see what's been happening over the course of the last several days. So my time in range for the last 90 days has actually been 95%. So that's 95% within the range that we want it to be. And you'll see down at the bottom, 5% lows. Those typically happen when I fast. Because when we're fasting, of course, the blood sugar goes down, the body begins beta oxidation so that we can get those ketones. And so that's what you're seeing right now. I'm going to come out of this and then go to the average glucose levels. And this is important because right here, you'll see right there, right? That's my average 97 over the last several months, over 90 days to be exact. What I like about this graph is it breaks it down also into the different times of the day. So I could tell what's going on at different times of the day, and then I can make decisions about what to do. That's why the data is so important, because it helps us to make those types of decisions. So that's what's been going on in terms of blood sugars. And for those of you who are with us right now, I want you, if you're fasting this week, to go ahead and put me in the comments, whether you fasted already, whether you started your fast yesterday, you're ending it today, or you're waiting until tomorrow to start your fast. I want you to go ahead and just put me in the comments. And then the number of hours. Remember, we're not looking for you to have a particular number of hours. We just want to know, and we want to celebrate you wherever you are, whether you're doing a 12 and 12, 16, 8, 24, or you're doing one of the more extended fasts. We are excited that you're in this space with us. So one of the questions I get asked all the time, and so let's go ahead and let's address that right here. So why fasting? Fasting is not the only way to reset your metabolism. As a matter of fact, fasting is one of a set of new things that people do in terms of metabolism. Fasting has been around for centuries as a way to deal with religious, spiritual, holistic, mindset types of things. And recently, fasting has come as a tool that we're using now to reset the metabolism. Why is it so important? Because when we're fasting, what we're essentially doing is giving the body a chance to rest. I'm going to pause there because I want that to sink in. Remember, it's not the only thing that we can do, because there are lots of other things we can do in terms of resetting the metabolism. But fasting is a fascinating way of encompassing a lot of the things that go on in terms of that metabolic spectrum. When we're talking about things from diabetes, which is the ultimate, prediabetes, obesity, fatty liver, polycystic ovarian syndrome, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. So all of those are spectrums along the metabolic milieu. That is what we're talking about. And so when we're fasting, number one, we are improving our insulin sensitivity. So the body does not have to produce as much insulin so that it can regulate the blood sugars. That's number one. Number two, we get into beta oxidation, which is where the body now has to use up the energy that's already floating around your blood. It has to go to the liver to use up the glycogen that's there. And then the fascinating thing, which we love, right? We love to see those ketones. Now it begins breaking down those fat cells. And that's where we get the weight loss. That's where we get the metabolic improvement when it comes to our fatty liver. The other thing that it does is it allows our muscles to use insulin more effectively, which means that our insulin resistance goes down. And as we've talked about, insulin resistance or hyperinsulinemia is at the root of a lot of our chronic diseases. So that's why we're fasting. Once again, it is a tool, and it is not a tool that is meant to put you in a bind, in a cage. It is a flexible tool so that, as you know, when I'm traveling, I'll start my fast early. I'll end the fast early so that I can do the different things that I want to do. The reason that's important is if we make fasting a arduous, difficult, rigorous cage, it makes it difficult and people cannot sustain that. Remember, the reason that we don't have sustained health is not because people don't have the desire. It's not because people don't have the know-how. It's not even because people don't have motivation, because motivation starts it. It's because the things that we ask people to do does not fit into their life. And if it doesn't fit into your life, you'll do it for a while, but at some point your brain, that dissonance, is going to say, hey, it's much more difficult for me to maintain this than for me to just go back to what I was doing before. Because the body, the brain, the mind, it will default to what is simple and what is the most convenient. So fasting has to be a tool that you can pick up and put down, because if we don't do that, then it becomes a problem. And here's the thing that happens, right? So imagine this. You're fasting. Things are great. You've lost weight. Blood sugars are better. Your doctor says, hey, I got to take you off some medication. And you are having a great time because you were motivated by something that happened. Several months down the road, schedule changes. You're traveling now. Maybe somebody in the family is sick. Maybe there's a change in job. Maybe there's a change in some other aspect of your life. And the process that you go through on a daily basis, it becomes problematic. Because now the family schedule is off. You're ripping and running. You're grabbing things here and there. And if your system cannot sustain that, then guess what is going to go? The system goes. And then what do we say? Oh, I wasn't able to maintain that. Or I'm not disciplined enough. Or I guess I can't do that. Or I guess it doesn't work. That's not the case. The problem was that we made it so intense and we caused such an imbalance in your regular life that fasting and the health choices that you make had to go away. Okay? All right. So that's why we come on. And this is a great space. If you've been surrounding fasting, if you've been thinking about fasting, if you've been wanting to fast and you're wondering, hey, should I fast? This is a great place to come, because we get to come aside on a weekly basis and just hang out with each other. This is what the purpose of this is, so that you are not doing this by yourself. If you do want to have some more information about fasting, there's a free resource that we've put together, DwainWoodeMD.com/fasting. That's DwainWoodeMD.com/fasting. You can download that resource. It walks you through how to begin fasting, how to do it safely. And then as a part of that, you'll get, I think it's 5 or 6 emails from me over the course of the next 21 to 30 days, not with more information, but just checking in on you to make sure that you are thinking about certain things and to make sure that you're having a good time with fasting. And then you can always come here, right? So on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we are right here so that you can participate in the community. Good enough? All right. As you know, our schedule for this season has changed. We are doing our flagship show, Dwain WoodeMD Live, Mondays. And based on the Foundations episode that comes out on Wednesday the week before, that's what the show is built on. In the previous course of our seasons, we did the show on Monday, and then the rest of the week followed on that show. We've flipped it a little bit. And that nugget that comes out on Wednesday is a short 6 to 10 minute video that gives you some information for you to be able to think about, to digest. And then on Monday during our show, we say, okay, how do I recognize myself in this and what changes do I have to make? Okay, that's the new show. And then of course we do our fasting on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Our This Week in Review comes out on Sunday morning, 6 a.m. and Video from the Vault, 9 p.m. on Saturday every week. I'm excited to be here, glad that I get the chance to come aside and hang out with you. I'm on vacation, but I am thinking about you, and I am in the fast with you right now, okay? And so I look forward to seeing you as we move through the rest of the week and into the new season. Our next live show will be Monday at 7 p.m. Central. For our accelerator members, make sure you check into the group for a message and to continue to support each other. That's the point of that of the support group that we have there. And then if you are continuing to work on your health and you would like to move that along and continue to get the support, you can go to DwainWoodeMD.live/briefs, DwainWoodeMD.live/briefs. That is our weekly health nugget that comes out. It allows you to apply. And this is not for a huge transformational, this is not a lot of stuff you got to go learn and buy and do. This is something that comes directly to your email, something you can apply on a daily basis, something that is very simple for you to do. And then there's a little message at the bottom that says, hey, if you're doing this, just send me a message so that I can cheer you on. Well, hey, like I said, this is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Woode with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. Here I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, go to the next level. We're creating the life we've always wanted, and we are living limitless lives. I look forward to seeing you. Remember, you are taking charge of your health so that you can show up for your family, for your friends, intentionally, consistently, every single time. Have a great one, everybody. We'll see you later.